and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another short, late podcast.
The broadcast of the podcast of the Nature's Darkest Podcast. Whoa!
Today is the 24th of July, 2018. It is
11:55 p.m.
soon to be 7:25.
It is 5 minutes to the witching hour.
So, anywho, on a side personal note, I want to wish a happy birthday to my wife, Vanessa. I hope you have a very wonderful happy birthday. And don't mind me, I am eating ice cream.
What kind of ice cream?
It is a sorbets, gourmet sorbet, passion fruit, vanilla bark, and orange zest.
Is it good?
Try it.
That is very sour.
I like it.
You can have it. It's yours. Although now I want ice cream.
We got popsicles.
I had a popsicle a couple minutes ago, but it slipped out of the wrapper and fell on the floor.
Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we owe you an apology.
Yeah. This episode was to be released on Monday, but due to some scheduling errors and some busyness with some other projects, this one came out a little late.
But it's still coming out regardless.
No worries, we're not dead, we're not abandoning Nature's Darkest, we're sticking to this one, folks.
And we will have to apologize for the third episode.
It was recently brought to our attention as of this recording that the third episode is a bit messed up.
And to be quite honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, we are still kind of new at this podcast type thing. And Nature's Darkest is always evolving. It was going to be like my mystery files, pictures and stuff like that. Then evolved into a podcast. But we're also now thinking of doing like a video series of it, where Kain and I talk in front of a camera, and we just talk about...
It'll just be the Nature's Darkest Podcast as you love it, except you'll get to see our beautiful faces for the entire time, and then we can occasionally flash up spooky pictures. Or maybe funny ones.
So needless to say, that's probably the direction that we will eventually be going. Probably... I would like to produce more content, really.
Me as well. You can expect more from us in the coming months.
Yeah, definitely, because I got a lot of wisdom to pass along to you wonderful, fine folks, and Kain is eager to learn, and he has some great ideas and some wonderful, young, beautiful mind that wants to go out and just absorb everything.
I'm here to conquer. Nothing will stand in my way.
So, but anyways, let's talk about this week.
Well, let's talk about last week as well. Part of the reason this episode is so late was because I got back pretty much late Sunday afternoon. I was up on a camping trip with my grandparents, and scheduling conflicts occurred. I could not make it in time to record a new episode. I did have a good time camping, though. Here's a fun picture of me camping. Wow, I sure love that picture. That's a good picture right there.
Fire! Fire!
I'm not gonna put up the fire pic.
All right, so Kain, you have an interesting story. Speaking of going out and camping, Jason the bear.
We never named it Jason until just now, but I guess Jason the bear. We're camping at an area, funnily enough, called Bear Lodge. And there were these signs posted everywhere of, hey, watch out, there's a bear that's been spotted in the area, and we come to find out that there's an actual, family of black bears. Oh, God.
Nice. You want to say that again?
There was this family of black bears that was rummaging around the campsite, stealing people's trash in the middle of the night. And, on the last night, one of my grandparents got up, my grandpa, and he's a big guy. He's a heavy-set guy. When he moves, the entire camper moves. And I thought the bear had finally come for us because we accidentally left our trash out.
Now, your grandfather's not big because he's extra supersized like me.
He's legitimately a large-framed individual.
He's like 6 foot plus,
Yeah.
and easily to.
A wide-shouldered, broad-looking guy.
I mean, when when I was in trouble, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Oh, holy macaroni!" No, it wasn't that. It was something else. But I'm trying to keep this kid friendly.
We'll fail by the end of this. Guaranteed every time.
Well,
Somebody drops a bomb, and then, all bets are off.
just for your FYI, he was looking at me while he was saying all that information.
I was looking him right in the eye. This is a hint. This is a warning. Oh, I don't know what my voice just did there. Sounded very raspy, very...
So, anyways, yeah. So
what's going on this week?
Not much. Vanessa's birthday. I'm going back to work.
Yeah, talk about that.
Well, I had some health problems.
Some?
Some. Just a little. So I'm feeling much better now. I'm able to go back to work, and I'm actually working now, so...
Yep, so recording episodes might become a little stingier, they might become a little shorter, but we will try and produce the same content we've been producing for you. I hit the mic again.
There you go. You're...
I'm swinging my arms around like a chimpanzee. Oh, you're welcome for that. Did you just see, Spike in the little...
I apologize for those who are wearing headphones right now.
Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, we're talking about we wanted to actually bring more content onto the table.
Yes.
We're bringing up a second channel, unrelated to the paranormal.
Completely. Say, anybody who knows me on a personal level knows that I'm, there goes Vanessa's cell phone in the middle of the night. Anyways, getting back, anybody who knows me on the personal level knows that I'm a klutz. I'm not very well coordinated, drunk. Well, who isn't? But me on on a personal.
You can't speak when you're sober.
I can't even speak when I'm sober. But anyways, this new project.
Let me handle this.
Okay, go ahead.
We've had this crackpot idea about a year ago, where we get this guy absolutely blasted, and we play some weird retro games.
So
that's the whole premise. That's all you need to know. It is enjoyable. We're going to be recording this for 2 hours. The next opportunity we get, we're playing Doom.
And just for FYI, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested into this project, right now we're just calling it Drunken 8-Bit. But name will probably change, and this is not for children.
This is...
Not for children.
I like how much joy you're getting from that.
Well, I'm kind of embarrassed out of the stuff that we already recorded.
We recorded some things a year ago when we first had the idea. Then it was dropped, and this footage is never released. It could still be released, though.
Yeah, because I was planning on doing Drunken 8-Bit, and Spooky Boo Boo, and...
Oh, talk about Spooky Boo Boo. What's Spooky Boo Boo?
Okay, well, Spooky Boo Boo is, what's that chat program? Omegle. So, anyways, I dress up in this hideous Halloween ghost costume. And I just present myself, and I talk to people in, an Elmo voice.
Do the voice.
You want me to do the voice?
Do the roar.
Okay. Alright.
Hi, this is Spooky Boo Boo. Hi, Alex.
And my phone went off. It's probably telling me...
You told me that it was...
Alex!
Okay, since your phone is going off in the middle of the podcast, I'm going to read this text message that you got to everyone listening.
It's probably it's an audio clip. So
message.
They'll be able to hear it.
Yeah, 4 seconds.
It is now official. I have now replaced my artifact.
He's talking about World of Warcraft.
Alex, you're addicted to that game, says Spooky Boo Boo.
Welcome to the Nature's Darkest podcast, Alex.
Special guest we didn't even know we had.
I'm presenting this cellular device to you.
Okay, I am.
Turn it the hell off.
I'm turning it off. All right, there we go. It's turning off. There we go. So, anyways, this wouldn't be like a Nature's Darkest podcast. So, anyways, so that's a small rundown on some of the projects that we're working on. Can't always be doom and gloom, ladies and gentlemen. That's just too damn depressing.
Yeah, Nature's Darkest is well, it's a little dark. Let's put something lighter into the world, something happier, something a bit klutzier and slurred.
My mama says I'm ugly, so I have to wear this mask.
That's enough from you, little boy.
Spooky Boo Boo, coming to a YouTube near you.
So, today's topic was suggested by a listener.
Yes, and thank you for listening to us, new listener. I almost said wrestler. I am like done, man. Where's the fork? Because it says you're done. Where should I stick you?
Where's the fork?
Darn.
The fork?
If I was a roast, there would be a fork, and it says, "Where should I stick you?" Because you're
You
done.
said fort.
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 Criminally.
The kids have been playing a lot of Fortnite. They discovered Fortnite
oh my
recently.
gosh.
That's a thing we have to live with now.
I don't get that game. I really don't get that game. But anyways, go ahead and introduce the
Today's
topic. I am going to go take my meds.
Okay, he's taking his meds. I'm sitting alone in the studio. Oh, God. Today's listener-requested topic is cryptids, the animals of the unknown. Cryptids, for those of you who are uninitiated, are creatures that are reported to exist but aren't necessarily confirmed by science. Now, this could range from a, hey, we're pretty sure this thing exists, but no scientist has been able to run into it and study it, to there is no chance in hell that this thing is roaming around the Washington woods. And it's a fun topic. We're talking about Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, werewolves, skunk apes, jackalopes. That's an infamous Wyoming legend, and that's about the only really cryptid legend we have. It's kind of sad.
Actually, I can prove that the jackalopes are real.
Can you?
Yes. I've done a whole bunch of research on it. And
Buns of research.
I was going to actually do my mystery files on it way back in the day. And I was talking to a vet. And I called Moxie when he was still available. And I'm like...
Moxie's the vet?
Yes. So I'm like, Dr. Moxie, is there any type of diseases or skin growths or anything else that could grow on rabbits that could be mistaken as horns? And he said yes.
Do you remember what it's called?
The virus, HPV.
Wow. That's an STD, folks.
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess you can contract it through sex. And if, rabbits do what rabbits do, which they do a lot.
Hey, welcome to Nature's Darkest, the kid-friendliest podcast on the block.
So the HPV virus basically makes these growths appear all over their head. And sometimes they grow up to that look like horns.
Man, we got it good.
Yeah, I mean...
STDs are presented as these disastrous things, but in terms of, the animal kingdom, we really got the good end.
Yeah. I guess. But, yeah, so the jackalope,
And if I remember correctly, one of your most popular episodes ever revolved around another Wyoming cryptid.
Yes.
The Lake Dismit Monster.
Yes, that is my #1 rated video.
Really?
Out of my my mystery files. It's the #1. People can't get enough of that. I mean, other than the Fetterman massacre, which is reaching 2K.
Well, I mean, it has the word
2.7.
massacre in it. That's going to generate clicks.
So, but, Smitty.
Talk about Smitty.
Well, Smitty was named after Dr. Edward Gillette. He was the author of Locating the Iron Trail. He was the first one to document Smitty. He said it was as long as a telephone pole and had a head for a bucket, shaped as a bucket. But local ranchers have indicated it was like an alligator with webbed feet.
Ooh.
I personally will never go swimming in Lake Desmet. Nope, never. I
You won't touch most bodies of water, though.
No. If I can't see the bottom, I'm done. That's hell no. I mean, even Jason. All right, he's like, yeah, we can go back out there with a fish finder. I'm like, no. He's like, oh, come on, it'll be perfectly safe. I'm like, no, we need a bigger boat. What do we need a bigger boat? Because Smitty's reported to be 40 feet long. We need a fucking better boat. There you go. Oops.
The F-bomb's been dropped, kids. Welcome to Nature's Darkest, the friendliest for kids podcast on the block.
So anyways, but yes, there is no chance in hell I will go out to Lake Desmet. I will go fishing on a dock, but I have a clear path of running like, you know what, back to the shore. If anything...
You've already dropped the F-bomb. You might as well say it.
No, I'm trying. I'm really am. But I am terrified. I am legitimately terrified. I mean, this is more worse than werewolves.
Tell your werewolf story.
You're really putting me on the spot tonight. You know that?
Yeah.
All right, so way back in the day when Kain was like a year old.
Wow.
I mean, you were really little.
Wow.
Me and his mom were going through a divorce, and I was seeing this friend of mine.
Wow.
Out in the country, and, well, we have the Wyoming Girls' School located here in Sheridan County.
Wow.
And one evening on a full moon night, I was driving out to her house, and it was a dark night, even compared with a full moon. And this, I swear to God, it was a werewolf. It stood 7 feet. It was doing all fours, you know. It had a long tail, had a long muzzle, had long ears. It had a white coat with gray streaks in it. And it stopped right in the middle of the road, and it stood up on his hind feet and looked at me and jumped from the middle of the road to the other side of the shoulder of the road, and then jumped over the fence and ran into a field. I was scared pissless. I think I had an accident that night. I kid you not. It was just horrific.
He found the world's most athletic polar bear.
And when I went to my friend's house, I was white, I was shaking, I was sweating. She asked me what the hell happened, and I told her. And I stayed the night there. I mean, I was not going to go out that night. And, I mean, I'm getting better with that fear because I don't know what I saw. I mean, I did doubles at the time, and I worked, overnight awakes, graveyard shifts, basically. So it could have been exhaustion. I'm not saying it was a legitimate werewolf sighting, but, it's just something that I'm like, no. I'm not, no.
While we're on the subject of werewolves, this story legitimately traumatized you for a few years.
Yeah.
Do you remember when me, Jason, and Vanessa played a werewolf prank on you?
You guys are lucky I did not own a shotgun, because if I did, you guys would be dead. You're laughing about it now, but I told Jason he's a lucky SOB because I didn't have a shotgun.
You should, I was, 6 years old when that happened?
Yes.
My memory is not that good from when I was 6 years old. Why don't you tell them about the prank?
So I come home from work. It's late at night, and my friend Jason is up on top of the roof. Everyone was in on it. And, you know, Kevin's is afraid of werewolves. We're going to make fun of this. So, Vanessa was, you know, I just sat down. I was making a quick dinner, and then all of a sudden I heard something scrape. We had metal siding on our trailer that we were living in. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And Vanessa, like, was trying not to smile or anything, but first I thought it was a raccoon. I honestly thought it was a raccoon on the roof.
It's a big raccoon.
So here he is scraping on the side of the house and thumping on top of and then he started howling. Then I kind of caught on to that, and I'm like, all right, this is enough. You know, after 20 minutes of pulling my leg, this is enough.
You forgot that we got a foam leg and dyed some, like, peanut butter red to make, like, guts. To make some, like, you know, like, flesh being pulled off or some kind of effect like that. Did you even find that?
No.
That, I mean, in all honesty, that could still be sitting in your yard just as
I seriously don't
this
know
rank brown foam foot.
But yeah, so, you know, getting back to Smitty, you know, when we try to find an urban legend, we try to legitimately go out and try to investigate and ask questions to professionals like paleontologists, to people who worked on Lake D. Smith, to whatever. You know, it's just...
Right.
You know, we stayed on that case for a good 3 weeks trying to collect all the data. And we still can't really determine if there is such a creature there. Because there's still reports even to other people on Facebook about Smitty and Lake D. Smith.
Facebook, the ultimate
it's not
torch bearer and truth.
It's not like... it may be credible and maybe not.
It's Facebook.
It's Facebook, but how many other drunken fishermen that have been drunk on his 12-pack and got done with Mary Jane and decided, oh, let's go have some fun and spook someone? I got a story to tell you. My friend Ryan. This was high school days, senior days.
Right.
So we were all at, you know, Lake D. Smith, and I was telling everybody about Smitty. Well, no one apparently have heard about Smitty. So I was telling them about the urban legend about Smitty. So they were all swimming. Okay, this is before I started really thinking about it. So Ryan was, you know, trying to, you know, strut his stuff around the girls. You know,
he's still not good at that.
No. So I dove under the water and I grabbed his legs and I pulled him under and I started pulling him towards the deep. You know, dragging him. He kind of freaked out a little bit. Then he got really pissed when he found out it was me. Yeah, he definitely said some unsavory things to me.
Were the girls impressed?
They were laughing their ass off.
I mean, that's a step.
Because Ryan screamed like a little girl.
You got me! Ha ha ha!
And then when he got out of the water, he's like, "You blankety blank, you son of a beep."
Let's get Ryan on the podcast and have him tell his version of the story.
Yeah. Good luck with that, because I don't think Ryan will ever come.
I've had one friend that expressed interest on being on here.
Oh yeah? Who's that?
His name's Andrew.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Friends. For me, those are cryptozoology.
Those are cryptids in themselves. What are these friends?
They're fairies. Oh, let's, you know, I was doing research the other day, and I found out, like, in the 1800s that this British guy over in London had a plethora of all of these crypto type things stored in the basement. Have you heard about that? I can't remember all the details.
When you say the other day, that could be as far back as 2 years ago, but keep going.
But anyways, it was like in the 1800s, and this guy had like demon skulls and corpses of fairies and had a vampire slaying kit and had a baby dragon skeleton and stuff like that. It was really, really impressive.
Sounds like the dude was making some bank.
Something. But anyways, use your Columbo style research and look that up. And comment on who that guy is and what he... give us more details on that. That's
this week's homework.
That's this week's homework, ladies and gentlemen. So, cryptids.
What is your favorite cryptid?
Mine?
Yes.
Well, I don't know if it's cryptid because the thing with cryptids is that the majority of science says they don't exist.
Right.
But the point of having something that has gone extinct that shows up, or something that doesn't exist all of a sudden show up in the fossil record, or they find a corpse of something or another, like the coelacanth. This is probably one of the main reasons why I will not go into the water. And Vanessa is taking me to see this movie, The Meg.
Oh, the Megalodon.
Yes. Just a mere thought of having a 40-foot shark that can swallow 7 grown men, can fit in its mouth, is just terrifying as is. That's why, I mean, that the story with Deep Blue, the 20-foot great white shark,
Yeah.
really, great whites, I don't think get that long. 17, 18, maybe 19, but 20, no.
I feel like that's kind of small for a Megalodon, though.
Well, they ranged, the longest one was 40. So they were anywhere from 20 to 40. And their teeth, the great white and Megalodon, are the same shape and have the same...
But the Megalodon's teeth is much larger.
Yes, which is more terrifying.
So I was going to ask what kind of cryptid you find most terrifying, but I guess that answers that question.
Yeah, the Megalodon, because, there's a lot of people out there that, you got some YouTubers out there that trying to disprove that the Megalodon is real, even though they want it to be real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to be real. I don't want it.
Second F-bomb of the night. Welcome to Nature's Darkest.
I don't want it to be real. I want it to be dead. I want it to be long dead. I don't want even to... I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, Vanessa's going to take me to this movie just to watch me squirm and scream. And,
what if they made a werewolf Megalodon movie?
Oh, that sounds like something really bad, like Sharknado. Where's Shark?
I mean, cryptozoology is one of those interesting fields. What cryptozoology looks like now could just be standard science in the next few hundred years. Take what cryptozoology looked like in the medieval times.
Yes.
One of the first, most popular pop culture cryptozoology...
Slow down. Try it again.
One of the most popular pop culture cryptozoological phenomenon in the Middle Ages was the unicorn. Unicorn horns were said to have these magical healing properties, and if you hung them in your house, they was said to bring good luck. Now, wise tradesmen would actually hunt narwhals and strip them of their horns and sell them as unicorn horns for, pretty expensive.
Okay, then.
And did you know...
Here, Terrell, this unicorn horn will fix your horn. Let me grind it into a powder and you can drink it in a tea.
Welcome to Nature's Darkest.
Well, it's basically what it was probably used for.
I have probably one of the things. Also imagine, you're a European explorer. You've never been outside of England or Spain or Italy. And you are looking to colonize Africa.
Okay.
What is your reaction when you see a wild herd of giraffes?
I have no idea. This sounds like a bad joke.
I mean, yeah, it does, but Giraffes and rhinos were considered the cryptozoologists of European exploration. Or cryptozoological creatures. Cryptozoologists, folks, are those who study these animals.
Well, everyone thought for a very long time that the platypus.
Right, the platypus.
The platypus was a fictitious animal made by taxidermists.
Until they started finding them in the wild.
So, cryptozoology. This one particular creature that's been in myth and legend in every single continent of this earth, in every ancient religion. What is it?
The dragon?
The dragon.
I got it right. We know each other too well. We need someone unpredictable. This podcast needs a loose cannon.
But the dragon is one of many.
Are they the ones going around building the pyramids? Because every ancient culture had a pyramid too.
I don't know. My personal belief on that will remain nil for this topic, but.
Well, now you got him curious.
Okay.
Are you an ancient aliener?
I do believe in ancient aliens. However, I do believe that man could have created those pyramids. There were like water ducts and stuff like that were formed around them that they could float the stone on, or they would find there's some way that they could do it.
All right.
It's not inhumanly possible to move those stones. Okay? It could be done. For an example, have you ever heard of a place in Florida? My lovely state, Florida. Coral Castle.
Tell me about Coral Castle.
Okay, I can't remember the gentleman who built Coral Castle, but anyways, he did it by himself. I mean, it's these big 1-ton blocks of coral that he made, like Stonehenge and all these other type of stuff, formed out of coral pieces. But they were like literally 1 ton or 2 tons or 3 tons. They were extraordinarily heavy. But this guy found a way to move that type of heavy object all by himself. Unfortunately, he took his secret to the grave, and no one really knows.
A lot of people take their secrets to the grave. But anyways, we're off topic. Cryptozoology.
So, yeah. So, getting back to my werewolf stuff has been poked and prodded to me for a very long time. And now I've just got into this thing about the ocean. The last time we were at the ocean, I was almost calling you to come on out. Because you're not on top of the food chain when you're in the ocean. And did you know, 2 weeks after when we were there, they spotted great white sharks there.
Really?
Yeah. At that very same beach.
I'm sure you're aware of this little factoid, but I just wanted to remind you of it because I feel like being an a-hole. We know more about our moon than we do our own oceans.
Yes, I know that. But the one time that I was on a major cruise line, we were going from Maine to Nova Scotia. I was like 12 or 13 or something like that. I was so scared that I slept outside near the lifeboats.
Of it sinking, or
of it sinking? When I saw whales, I kind of let my go a little bit, because I'm a guy from Wyoming, and
I hear most whales are friendly creatures.
Well, they probably were, but they kind of stayed away from this ship. But I was ultimately terrified. I just.
Do whales think the ship is just a bigger whale?
I don't know.
Probably not. I mean, whales are probably smart animals. They're big bodies, so they gotta have big brains too, you'd think.
But a really interesting fact about this is that I wasn't always afraid of the ocean. Like when I was like 5 years old, we went down to Mexico, and we were into the Gulf and near all of that very wonderful, beautiful country down there. And crystal blue waters. I mean, you can see it forever.
Right.
And I had no problem then. But it just, as I grew older...
You came to understand.
You gotta fear and respect the sea, mate.
You came to fear and understand what you fear and don't understand.
Well, the ocean is mighty big, and
It's mighty deep.
and there's no way anyone knows what's really down there. So,
You want to tell them about the bloop while we're on the subject? Or the sound we heard last week?
what was that?
That, if I remember correctly, the sound we played for you, that kind of ocean one, is called Julia, because it sounds like a woman's voice. Now, this has a whole range of theories behind it, from the, pretty credible to the not so credible. Some of the more scientifically inclined theories talk about how this was an iceberg splitting off and scraping across the ocean floor. The only problem is, this sound was recorded kind of near the equator, where, icebergs don't really like to be. Other people say it's a large undiscovered creature. Some people say it's a USO, an unidentified submerged object. And some people still point to this fairly new idea that ghosts can reside in the ocean, and maybe that was a sea EVP.
Regardless, it's terrifying, and I ain't going in.
That's all we need to know.
Oh, hell no.
But the bloop is a similar noise. It's just a little like bloop.
Sounds like someone farting in the ocean.
Yeah, except, really big. Apparently the thing was louder than any recorded creature, like, ever.
Now that creature demands respect.
I mean, again, it could be an ice sheet, but this one was further south. It was in iceberg territory.
Wasn't it, recorded 3,000 kilometer or square miles or something like that?
It was a loud sound. Huge. What's really interesting is the Curse of Cthulhu. The H.P. Lovecraft book?
Yeah.
It's called Curse of Cthulhu, right?
Something like that, yeah.
The fictional island, which I refuse to pronounce, that it takes place on, was triangulated to be very similar in location to where the bloop was recorded.
So, are you saying that Cthulhu is real?
I'm saying there's a coincidence out there that might point to the end of the world. I don't know, folks. Could just be ice. Could be our old god overlords trying to rise back from their tombs.
Sounds like World of Warcraft. The old gods are returning and they want to conquer the world.
That is a very Lovecraftian plot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something, a threat so pertinent and devastating that you don't even understand it. That you cannot comprehend the amount of evil. That's Lovecraft.
Yes.
So, what's your favorite picture of a cryptid?
I don't know. I don't know if I even really have one. The most infamous picture of Bigfoot? The one that shows it in the 1950s?
Yeah, the 60s. That one was confirmed to be a hoax, wasn't it?
Well, even if it is, Bigfoot, everyone calls it a he, but if you look closely at that...
Yeah, it was a she.
It was
in
a
the
she.
Video. But, the people who made it came out and said, we made it. This is how we made it. They even showed the guy that was in the Bigfoot costume, and he did the Bigfoot walk. He was a much older gentleman by then. One of my favorites, though, in terms of pictures, is, have you ever seen the skunk ape?
Yes.
That is a creature reported to live in your grand state of Florida.
Yay!
And that, for whatever reason, is just genuinely terrifying. Maybe there's something primal about okay, there's a large hairy creature that's definitely bigger than me, and it's looking pretty close. I don't like this situation.
Yeah, that's pretty menacing when you...
It's not a fun picture to look at. I don't like it.
You know, it's like what I said in the previous podcast. You know, everyone is so used to having their cell phones and GPS, and they feel comfortable looking down at their little phones and stuff like that. And they think that they know the conference of the world and the contents of therein because of the satellites and Google and all of this.
Where is this going?
The fact that the world is a much bigger and darker place than a lot of people think it is.
Well, that took a while to get to a short point.
Well, leave it to me to complicate things more than what they should be.
Oh, this is why Drunken 8-Bit is going to be a success, I feel. You don't even have to get you drunk. It'll just fail automatically.
Yeah, just keep me up and my dyslexia kicks in.
Whew! He's a sleepy boy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now pushing from about a little over 41 minutes.
Well, yeah, we'll keep it short this week.
I want to thank every single one of you for listening, and I want to thank for the comments and the feedback that we've been getting. It's been really helpful. Like I said before, Nature's Darkest is an evolving beast. We're
constantly changing. We're going to bring in new aspects, maybe video soon, eventually live stream, a Patreon will be set up sometime in the near future, we hope.
And maybe we can do something like special guests.
Special guests, merchandise. Nature's Darkest merchandise. We'll get an actual graphic designer to make us a better solar eclipse logo.
So, but anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And please, if you're listening to this, and if you have not subscribed to us, please subscribe to us. It helps us out immensely.
And moreover, if you enjoy this podcast and you think your friends will, well, why don't you be the middleman in this situation and help spread the word?
Yes, please share this. You do not have to ask our permission to share this. Please share this with your friends and family, whoever you think may show interest in this type of stuff. Because we're going to have a lot more interesting discussions, anywhere from Atlantis to the sixth mass extinction to
possession
to Spooky Sounds Part 2,
Ghosts 101 Part 2,
and spooky videos and photos, and we got a whole lineup.
Nature's Darkest is a runaway train, and it's going to keep delivering that spooky content straight to your ear holes.
And to your eyeballs.
Here soon. Not yet, though.
But we are working on it.
We are going to assault you with the macabre.
But not leaving you scarred and mentally disfigured like me.
That's not guaranteed, folks.
But anyways, we got some really awesome personal stories that we still need to share.
Right.
I got quite a few of those. And, well, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for you being you. And thank you for listening to us.
Yes, very indeed. I think we should call it here, though.
All right. Well, this is Kevin.
This is Kain.
And we wish you a good day, good evening, or good night.
This is Nature's Darkest.